Frankly, I'm shocked that this worked at all. Hey guys, Wheatywaffle here today, and we are back in City Skylines 2 playing our city of Second City. We rarely open from this angle. I'm really enjoying getting to see the city from this side. So last part, we did a number of things in terms of expanding out really these suburban areas, Cedar Junction, and doing a little bit of work over here near Amberwood. We did some disaster services, and then we also built out Cooper Bluff, or began to build out Cooper Bluff. Now that our pollution, our ground pollution, is starting to really dissipate. I mean, you come over here, 12, 13. I mean, at one point I saw 20,000, somewhere 21. Over here now we're getting down to 2,000, and it's slowly dissipating further than that, and we're getting closer and closer to zero. But with this new addition here, most of this is business and office, but there is some mixed density buildings. But you notice we're getting a pretty significant traffic jam. This is all because of the new construction. Really, from this exit, straight on down this avenue over here into the new area. Or we've got a few cars here. Which way are they going? They're coming this direction, but it's all connected to Cooper Bluff, our newest area here in the city. And so what I think we need to do today, just jumping right in, is figure out a better highway connection for this area. Now, what I'm thinking we could do is maybe utilize some of the dead space here around our train. Now, we're going to have to use Anarchy for some of this, but I think there's a way to make this work. So what I'd like to do is I would like to go ahead and start off. We're making money still, not nearly as much as before. And I'm noticing, oh, there we go. I was like, where's the ticker? All right, so we've got $9 million. Let's go ahead and purchase these two tiles. They're going to cost us $334,000 with $26,000 a month upkeep. That is not bad. What I'd like to do is figure out how to split this highway so that we have an additional set of lanes coming off this direction, and then somehow snake them over and around and in so that they are satisfying the needs of this area. Let's go ahead and grab our roads and just get into it. We're just gonna get into it. I think there is opportunity here to make all of this work, I think. So what I'm gonna start with is gonna be, I've been enjoying doing the 2 lanes and then expanding to 3 lanes when we need a 3rd lane. Let's just start this at the 10. And again, this is going to intersect this, which we gotta work with. It does appear though, that I am able to cross over this road here. Let's see if we can do this. If I go like this, let's switch this to smaller increases. What increase would I need to go from here to here? That works. Or let's do the reverse. Let's go like this. Let's back up. We want to bring this over. Let's go ahead and place that as our starting place. How does that look? Actually, totally fine. It's just a small bridge there. It's highway bridge. That's great. And then we're gonna figure out all of this here second. We're gonna start with this section. So now that we have this here, let's go ahead and grab this. Let's also turn on snapped 90-degree angles. We will bring this a bit further forward, and what I want to be mindful of is I actually want to start bringing this, I think, back down to the ground wherever possible. Or at least not having it increase in height. Although this is a hill, so it's going to increase somewhat. Let's go ahead and send this out maybe to here. Fine with that. Then we're going to kind of mirror some of this road that we have here. So if we brought this over this direction just like so. Brought it around this way. What was in the way there? Overlapping item. There is a power line. Right? Not a power line? It is a power line. Okay. Let's get rid of that. What is that feeding? That's taking power there and sending it up to here. It's going all the way along this side here. What I think we do instead is I think we take the power line from here, send it straight on up and over. We can then send it right on back down. And frankly, we can just send it straight on in like so. Get rid of this power line. And then let's see how did that work. Great. Now we're all connected up. You guys have power. You're all good. Nothing to worry about. Beautiful. I don't like that they're on different heights though. Actually, do I mind that? I don't know if I care. That actually kind of looks pretty cool. Although the curve is a bit too intense. We're going to terraform the crap out of this edge here. It's going to make a cliff. We're going to have to do a little work on that. That's okay. Then we can use this cliff to kind of catapult off of here. And I think we come off of right here and we begin to curve maybe down this direction. So what if I were to go like this? I were to grab this and I were to go to here. We do get enough that we kind of create a tunnel almost here. Although I'm right where I put my new my new line. That's not what I meant to do. Oh well. Do we plan to have the highway continue out this direction and somehow link up over here in the future? I think that could be a great idea too. So you know what? Let's do this. Let's remove this section behind this. What are you? You're a dairy house? Dairy house. Okay. So behind this dairy house, let's do this. Grab this, flatten all of this here, just like so. Bam, bam, bam. Yep. Yep. All right. Let's redo this power because, of course, I built the power line exactly where I need to build something else. That was just really stupid of me. Back to our roads. Let's see if we can make this happen. So now we're here. I think I want to... I'm noticing it's not perfectly level. So I think what I want to do is I want to grab like this height and I want to go to here with that height, just like this. Now what we can do is we can grab these guys, bring them down to ground level. Let's see. If I go straight and place these here, then we go in and do a curve. Kind of right along here. How does that look? It's almost like I haven't given myself enough space. Here we go. I almost want to, before we commit here, let me give myself a little bit more room to work with. Right along that edge. Then we're going to go ahead and curve this direction. I think I should have contour lines on for this, just so that I'm totally aware of what's happening here. If I were to do this, could I raise it by 1 and get it to go over top? I could. I think we're going to. Bring it back down to the ground level. We're going to send this over this direction like so. And I think this is where we decide what we're doing here. I almost think we build some type of highway exit that leads into this area here, this new area we've built. But before we do that, I think it might be beneficial for us to go ahead and level up some of these roads. Specifically, let's go ahead and get a 6-lane road. Let's do a road like a size we have just never done before, at least not in this build, and really, really upgrade this road. This is going to be kind of the main drag for this section of our city. Beautiful. That gives me a clear place that I can put an exit and send the highway off. Now what we do, it's coming together here, people. Now what we're going to do is this. We're going to bring this up and do a slight curve. Send it straight along at the 180. Although it did wiggle a little bit, although I don't hate it. We're going to leave that then. Do we curve? Yeah, I think we do. We do a nice big curve here. Just like so. And for now, we're going to send this straight on out to here and leave it. New highway, headed out that direction. That's perfect. Because then eventually, once this is all connected, we've got kind of like a beltway almost that goes around the whole city. All right. Let's start with this because I think of all the connections, this might be the easier one. And the way we're going to do this is I'm going to go ahead and just carve into this mountainside. We will then put the dirt back once I've built what I got to build. But I'm not going to try to compete with that. It's just not worth my time. I think here we could just do a trumpet interchange. Let's see if I can remember how to build one of those, to be frank. What we'll do, make sure all my contour lines are on so I can see what I'm working on. What we're going to do is this. We're going to take this at the 90 and send this road straight on out to here. Then we're going to come right behind here and send this road straight on out to here. Maybe from right there. 90-90, perfect. Although I want it to be aligned with that, so we'll do it there. Great. Okay. Then at this point, I think this drops down to a 4-lane road. Ooh, I gotta see if I can remember how to do this. This road then is going to do one of these. We're going to reduce this down, and we're going to begin to curve this over this direction, and we gotta get this up to, I think 7.5 is enough to cross over. It is. Then at this point, I think we switch over to highway roads, and we figure this out from here. So what we want is we're going to want a road that comes from here. Going to go like this and curve over. And then get itself connected right up and into here like so. The people that are on this side here are going to curve down and around and go here. And then these people are going to go around that and go out this direction. So let's see here. Wow, that's a terrible looking interchange. Oh my God. There's not going to be much that I think goes over this way. So I think we're okay there. Then this just needs to kind of loop up and in. Yes, yes. All right, it's not perfect by any means. She actually looks a little busted in places. I wonder if really the better way to do this, hold on. Here's the better way to do this. Remove all of that. Remove all of this. I think the better way to do this is to use this piece as kind of our guide here. So if we bring this out, I don't know how far we want to go out. 50-ish meters. I think I need to do a little bit more terraforming. Terraform all of this back. Turn everything on. And let's just move. I don't know why it's such a strange number. It's giving me 60.3. And that's not a 90-degree angle. Why is that not at a 90 degrees? We're going to need to level out a bit more here. Sorry, nature. Okay, and then we use these pieces here to connect us up and in. Already this is working much smoother. Holy cow. Okay, this then is going to curve like this, I think to here. Turn everything off except for snap to angle. And then we're going to... Oh. You know what? Whenever I do a highway build, I always sit down. I get so excited. I'm like, yes, this is going to be great. And then I start doing it and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so much more challenging than I thought. All right, now let's rotate this. That looks much, much, much better. Much, much, much better. Okay, great. Great, great, great. All right, we're going to remove the light here. Like we don't need any of this infrastructure. This is truly functioning like a highway. So we've got 2 lanes going into 2 lanes. It's a bit of a tight turn here for those, but all around, it's not bad. And then we want to bring this lane into here, and this is somewhat easy enough. I think I am going to move this back, though. Let's do a 1 lane, and let's do it from here instead. I think that just works nicer, and then we'll do the same thing kind of here, where we'll connect right up into this intersection. Now, we got to change how some of this works. Let's not let the people coming off of this exit turn to the left. Let's not let the people coming off of this exit turn to the left. Let's also go ahead and use Move It to try and see if we can maybe shimmy this a little bit. There we go, so we can see the lane markers. That's much better. Then none of this really needs crosswalks. I can't see any world where people would be using this for crosswalks. Okay, with this built, we need to make a few small adjustments here. So right here, I'm going to want to have a little bit of a merge lane there. Right here, we're going to go from 2 to 3. Have the 3 be on that side. It still means that lane splits, but that's okay. Similarly, The way this one's working, I think we actually want to upgrade this to just be a 1 lane. You have to merge into the 1. Then that lets me do a 3. And then there we also have our merge lane. So now we've got an entrance into Cooper Bluff. And we're also figuring out where this district could go. I'm seeing kind of where this could lead. So we're going to figure that out as well. We do also have this train station, which I have kind of neglected to expand or figure out what the next stop of the train station is. But I think we can work on that either in this part or the next part and send the train over this way, bring it over, curve it, figure out how to interact here. And maybe we have a train stop over here somewhere, maybe over here. It is getting close over to this train. We'll have to see. I haven't really thought through the train infrastructure yet. Is that clear now? Is that becoming evident? Because I definitely just blocked off my train access. Yeah, I don't know what to do about the train. We're not going to stress about it. So we've got this trumpet interchange. It's not my best interchange, but I think it'll do the job. We could have just done a regular diamond and then we would be able to access this hill. But if we look, I mean, it is a lot of hill, but maybe that would have been a better play. You know what? I'm doing it. I think it would be a better play. Let's undo this. I know we just made it. I know. We're all feeling that. We all feel it. Let's upgrade this back to just being 2 lanes. All the way through. Yep. Let's then grab the 4-lane road. Let's take it over and let's curve it. I like that better. I think that just fits this space more. I would say, though, I think these two maybe are too long. If I bring this out and we just go ahead and go like that, that seems to be a little bit nicer. It's only a 5% increase in grade, which is not bad. All right, so now we're ready to go. Yes. Okay. Bam. What is nice about this is it does also give us a clear idea of like this could just come forward and connect into this highway at some point. Before we go further, though, I do think we probably need to figure out what are we doing with our train station. So let's just look here. This train comes down this direction. And it stops here. So there's already a train. Well, this is really kind of facing in the internal portion of the city. This train here is for Doors Park, Ortega, Hodges Sports Complex area. But it is conceivable you could walk from here to here. We also have subways over here. I believe there's a subway right here, the orange line. And so we could then extend that orange line into this area. So what I think we do is we just need to take this train and maybe we take it over here and it can be kind of neighboring this. It can then serve the suburb that's going to be up here and then can serve something over here maybe in the future or go another way. Maybe dead end after that. Who knows? So what I think we want to do is we want to go ahead and figure out what we're doing with the train. And I think I'd like to keep the train totally flat. So here's how we're going to do this. Reduce this size to 50. Let's grab this height. The train's going to go straight. It's going to go underneath of the road. Right? Go underneath of the road. At which point we do want to get it to kind of be up here on the hillside. And to do that, I think we have to take this height and this height, and we slowly begin to marry the two. And I think we could probably even go further with that. If I went from here to here, there we go. We're at 4.2, 4.3. Okay. Now, grab a alleyway, go straight here, go straight here, upgrade these two Johns into elevated sections of highway. Beautiful. We have this one tree just like holding on for dear life. Get rid of that. We really only need the one track. Like these two could come together here. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and grab the train tracks. Let's do this guy here. We're going to send this one straight on through. Then we're going to send one that goes from here out and in, just like so. Then let's turn on the continuous tool. And let's turn off some of these snaps. Let it be a bit more freeing in its snapping. Bit of a tight turn there, but now we're kind of getting it closer to this other train. You know what? I'm wondering, guys, if what we do is we do the same thing here, right? But we bring these so that they end up being near each other. I know we haven't even finished what we're doing over with our train yet, or with our highway yet, but this is all a part of the plan. I'm learning as I go. Some of this infrastructure is more important to be built first. This is one of those moments. Now, this is a train station that just dead ends, right? Like there's a road and there's 3 tracks. And it could be something like that where this just dead ends here. I don't know if the Mediterranean style is necessarily what I'm looking for. A central train station, historic central train station, central train, local train, train station, French train station, EE train station, cargo, medium train station, small train station. I think a small train station right here could be just fine. Or we do the EE train station. Let's do the EE train station. Let's go ahead and put the train station right here. Does this have any upgrades? It does not, which is actually kind of perfect. I don't know if we even want upgrades. Already liking this though. So then we're going to have this here. Then. Sometimes it just takes an extra second for everything to come together. But once it begins to come together, then you can't clock it because it's so good once it comes together. Let's delete this. Keep clicking the wrong one here. Not upgrade. We're going to do curves. Yep. This is what we want. I do also want to see access to this. And I want to increase the distance between these guys. Set this up so it's touching this piece, and then we go just like this. Hold on, that's actually perfect. So then what we would change is this section, but this section here is already lined up. This could truly just go from here to there. And then this could go from here. Go ahead and connect that up to there and then just turn it in. And so now we're getting a clear idea of where those trains are leading. That's perfect. Unpause. You're all good to go. That's looking pretty good. I think what I'd like to change with this is I would like to see, first of all, this particular section looks kind of terrible. So let's go ahead and just fix this land a bit. Grab this and go like this. And then let's just do this. Let's move this piece to this height. And grab this piece. Let's just raise both of these up simultaneously. And then we'll connect the two of these together, which is a straight piece here. Bam, bam. And now they're good to go. There we go. Train's still moving. Did I mess it up? No, train's fine. Carrying anything good? 423 tons of cargo. We love it. All right, so now that train's going down this way. We've expanded that train line, which is helpful. It does also mean that we can figure out where it goes next. We do also have this train line here, which is just the Easton line is really all I care about. That's the Wells connection. But the Easton line then goes kind of down this direction. So maybe they can connect at some point and then the lines end up being shared as they go further out into the burbs. Okay. Enough explanation of that. We're going to come back. We're going to fix all this land here in a minute. I think we continue to work on the highway to get that connected. So then this is going over this direction. It crosses over all this. We'll come back and fix all that up in a second. I do think... Actually, this looks good. I was going to say I think there's something we can work on here, but truly, that looks pretty good. I'm going to raise this up a bit. And then this area here is where it's going to get a little bit more complicated. So first and foremost, I'm going to need to build with parallel from here. And we're just going to go straight on through. I want to keep this elevated the whole time. Let's try to get as close to zero change as possible. Right there works. Let's turn on anarchy and just go ahead and place this. Because it's technically over top of this asset. It's not actually covering anything up. It's those pieces of the highway are not touching that train line, but technically it's in the way. With anarchy off, am I able to do kind of anything with this? Doesn't look like it. Let's go ahead and turn anarchy back on. And let me just see if I were to bring this out a little bit further and then I turn anarchy off. Now I'm working off of something that does seem to allow me to click and go from there. Great. What we need to figure out now is how do we get this area to work? We're starting to get very, very clustered here. And that's kind of fun. That's part of the challenge. I do need to get basically both of these to go two different directions. And we also have this road here. So I think this road could connect over into here. Yeah, this is going to be a doozy. This is going to be a doozy. Or we just take this 3 and we bring the 3 out this way. This goes from here, whoop, and that one lane actually just quickly becomes an exit lane. That can come over here. These people then need to get over there. And again, this could cross over top and connect in. Similarly, one of these could swerve over this way, and then the other one could go underneath and in. Okay, I actually think this might be a bit easier than I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be hard to build, but I think in practice, this might be a bit simpler. So what I want to do is I want to get this to line up to right here. Oh, hold on. Not like that, though. We want a curved tool on. We're going to go from here, connect into this. Just like that. Anarchy's not even on for that. Now, yes. Is this an exit that then immediately becomes another exit? Sure. It's not ideal, but if you have a better way to handle that, let me know. We could also just change how quickly this connects. Oh, that's a pretty decent hill. I've also just never loved this exit as is. So I think what we do instead is this. While we're making these upgrades, let's truly make some upgrades. Let's go from here, turn out. Minus 17, no way. Minus 12 I can get into. Minus 17 is too much. How horrendous is that? Oh, pretty horrendous. It does separate the two, though, which I like. I essentially just want more time for you to figure out what you're doing. So maybe what we do is this. Maybe we upgrade this section here all to a 3-lane. And then we figure out how to do this using that. Better yet, do we even need this back road here? I don't think we do. I think we decide to decommission this road. That road is gone. And then this highway can now do something like this. Come kind of straight on down to here. Go down to ground level. And curve right up and into here. Very close curves here. What I think needs to happen to make this look even semi-decent is this would need to have barriers kind of the whole way through. That whole John. We'll barrier here. We'll also go ahead and instead of doing that kind of wall, we'll do a sound barrier. And then while we're looking at all this, I just think it's asking to be upgraded to this type of road all the way across. Okay. That's working just fine. I think that seeing all this, get rid of all this, and instead make all of this elevated to there. Great. Oh, it's becoming winter. That's exciting. All right, so now we have this. It's a much slower curve, but once you come out onto Summit Highway, you can go right off and in, and now you're here. You have way more time to just transition off before you have to then transition onto this road. Now we need to figure out how to get this road essentially just over here. I wonder if we somehow share this between these two lanes. Like what do I need to get over top of this? Right here works. So that's what we're going to do. I'm realizing though, now how do we make that work? Because one of these lanes, right, could come. Let's just keep building. If we have to hit undo, we can hit undo. But let's just keep going with it and seeing kind of where it goes. Because this here, we can just kind of curve that right up and in. Great, right? This, we can just kind of curve that right up and in. Also great. So like those are all connected up. This then needs to come over here. That we can just do right now on our own. Limited effort, limited stress. It would mean I would want this to be upgraded to a 3. I'm just going to say I have a feeling that's not going to work. There we go. Right about there is fine if we switch things up. Okay. So we're going to... Oh my God, someone's already using it. Hold on. Whoa. Whoa. Where are you going, sir? Pickup. Private vehicle. You're driving all the way along this new highway and you're coming over here. You're going to get off here and you're going over here. You're going to park in the parking lot. Oh my gosh, that's like so exciting. But we've not yet finished the hardest part. We have these lanes, which is great. In real life, we would never have 2 lanes of a highway that are touching in this way, going this fast. I can't imagine as a bridge you would have this. But for the sake of what we're doing, it's kind of fun. It's unique. It's different. I'll take it. We need a lane to be able to come off here and connect up and in. And then we also need a lane from here to go down. The problem I see is I don't know how to do both of those things with this idea. I can easily take this, right? And we do like a nice little curve and we go boop and we're in and like that one is completely solved. This second one though, I don't know how to achieve getting you from that road over there. So actually, I don't think this works. I don't think that works. And it's not because it's bad. It's just because I think what we need to be doing here is this. Holy cow, that worked. Okay, so we have, again, there are some areas like this where it's a little tight. You got to immediately get off, but that's what you get for using this highway. But now we've integrated these 2 highways together. We have one road coming from the left to go forward to the north. We also have one road from the right going forward to the north. Then from the north, we have a way to go left, and from the north, we have a way to go right. That's perfect. I can't believe we were able to nestle that in there. So now this is fully operational. People are using it. We have another person over here in this pickup truck driving over here to go to this building. Incredible. Now what we need to do, we have this hooked up. Now we need to do is kind of pivot to making it look prettier. I don't necessarily think there's any pretty that needs to happen here. This looks nice enough. We made some changes here. We kind of prettified that as we went. Sir, you're very, very much in the road. So you're going to need to cut that out. These look good, and none of the trees intersect. This one here does. We go over top of this road totally fine. Right around here is where we do start to see some hill and some cliff sides. So let's see if we can make this a little bit nicer. We now have our train, and we have a highway connection that comes right on through, which is phenomenal. Unfortunately, this facility is full. That's not good. Okay. Another death wave. Man. Too many death waves. I don't know why this has still not been solved, but there are too many death waves. With this new addition, do we need to add any other connections anywhere? I mean, it could be valuable to add in a connection right here, although there would not be really a way off from the other side. But what we could do is go ahead and bring this road kind of straight on out. Oh, there's a power line in the way. Let's go ahead and remove the power line. Don't worry, we will get you reconnected up. You're going to have to go without power, though, just for a moment. We'll send this out this direction, and then we're going to give it just a little curve. Just like so. Then we'll do just a tiny, tiny, tiny little interchange here. And by that I mean you're going to go from here to here. You're going to go from here to here. Tiny interchange. Small. Very small. Very mindful. Let's do that and connect it right into there. So another little connection point there like that. I wouldn't mind having maybe a little bit more business out here. We'll do a little look at business there. Do a little look at business here. Nothing wild, but just a little bit of something. That looks pretty nice. Guys, frankly, I'm shocked that this worked at all. All right, so now let's see if there's any of these roads that we have here that we want to, I think we'd like kind of map out what these roads look like. And just make sure that this is all kind of completed. So this would be an easy place to begin because we've got a lot of kind of the same, we got road structure already built here that I think we could leverage. We do have a 4-lane road right here that I think I want to bring over and maybe blend it into one of these other roads. So let's grab a 4-lane road. Let's go ahead and switch over to this tool. Yes, yes, yes. We will bring this, we're going to immediately kind of start that curve process. And we're going to bring it over this way. And then this will turn from here, kind of right up into here. And then go straight on out. Should it connect into this intersection? And just be like one big crazy intersection? With a big old roundabout? I don't know. Come on. It could be fun. I think we're doing it. Big old roundabout. 2 avenues are connecting here. It's an absolute cluster. But, you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I think this could then come straight on out from here. Straight on over at the 90. Connect right up and in there. And then I think it could even maybe do something like this, where we curve this into here, have a little curved block. Again, another very interesting connection here. I think we do another roundabout, kind of mirroring that roundabout, and together they work together. I think that's fun. Yes, I like that. This we'll leave alone. We can leave this block open. What is this? This is Cedarwood Street. It's a pretty small road. It doesn't really go anywhere. It's not very important. Same thing with Hamilton here. That gives us a section to build out. Then on the back side of this, I think we just use the land to kind of set up what this is all going to look like. I think we could take this road. Frankly, this could come straight out the whole way. Let's turn on the constant slope. Constant slope, and then right here, 90° over to the side here, just like this. It's going to fill in this entire area. I think we actually grab this, and we don't worry about the 90, but instead, we try to line it up with the side of the highway. That's much better. Here, we give us a nice little curve. Come straight on in. This right here, I think we go ahead and send this straight across. A little close to the other road, but that's okay. That's okay. Right in here, I almost think this can kind of be a small little, maybe low density neighborhood. So we're going to place some roads like this. We'll place another road here like this. There we go. Why does it always do like Blackwood Meadows and Blackwood? Like, it's the same words. Give me some new exciting words here, people. Let's go and get all this connected up. This is all going to be Cooper Bluff, our newest addition to this city. Let's call this SPO, Meadow. I don't know. Now we got a new neighborhood here. The Hodges Sports Complex, I don't think it needs to expand because there's not anything else for me to do with it. Originally, Butler Street, like there could have been places Butler Street would have gone, but that's not happening. So I think what we do instead is we just bring an alleyway kind of along the back here, and we get rid of this road. Lavender Lane is there. Come on down. Right here, I think we just give a bunch of trees to this section and leave it alone. Not every single part has to be covered in something, and I'm learning that as we go. So kind of all through here, we do this. Do a bunch of these through here as well. Do a bunch of these through here as well on both sides of the train. And then we get some of our pines. And you know what? We can give this a name called Grove Forest. And we're just going to leave little forest there. Got some roads cutting through it, but for the most part, there's not been any development in that area besides the infrastructure and the roads. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and get this train station connected up and do a little bit of a road layout for this area. You know what? I never went back through and smoothed this out. Let's make this nice and large. We're going to smooth out around the highway, and we're going to let that highway kind of be slightly sunken there. I like that. The question I do have to figure out is, or I have to answer, is do we have another exit off of here? Maybe that exit happens over this way. I'm not sure kind of where that highway is going yet, or if it really needs to go anywhere. The idea of connecting it, I think, makes a lot of sense to me. Maybe it comes along kind of the back way here and it connects up like right in this section. I don't know. But then we would have a beltway, which I think that would be phenomenal. All right, let's get a road layout here. I think I'm going to go ahead and set this as its own little district. Palmer Springs. Oh, I'm happy with Palmer Springs. That's not bad. Not bad at all. And then this central area, I think what we do is this. Once we get roads here, we'll figure that out. All right, so right here, we have this avenue. All well and good, but we don't really need the avenue forever. So let's go ahead and curve this down this direction. It's just going to look different than other parts of our build, which I think will be nice. All right, then this actually can come... No, this will curve too. Doesn't have to curve drastically, but it should have some curve in it. Then off of all these roads, I think we use alleyways, because the houses here should be large enough that people can just park in their driveways. Let's go and do a straight line here, straight line here. That was not meant to be straight line, but we'll leave it. We'll come over this side. We'll do another kind of curve section here. And we'll do a curve section here. Maybe right here we do like a little pocket. Goes like that. Over here, maybe we'll let that all be the larger homes. We do have this very sharp curve here, corner here. So we'll also add like another slip lane. I don't know. Why not? Just like, let's just do it. Kind of making it up as we go. All right. We're going to have a bunch of small cul-de-sacs over here. Everyone's going to have a yard. Everyone's going to be able to park in a driveway. Can I put these on the corners? Oh my gosh, I can. All right, we're definitely putting those in the corners. That's kind of fun. Something like that. This will be where the larger houses are. And then over here can be a bit smaller houses, but they're close to a train station. I'll go in at some point, really fill this with trees and just make that look real nice. I think that'll be pretty good. I haven't done any zoning or anything yet today, but that's okay. And then I think for the last part, we'll figure out, really, before we figure anything else out, let's look at this land. We have a flat section right here, and I wouldn't mind thinking about, and maybe we move the flat section to somewhere else, but I also want to think about building some of the unique buildings that I don't think we've fully unlocked yet. Research buildings. Yeah, there's like the Geological Research Center, Large Hadron Collider, radio telescope. There's also some medical buildings that we've not unlocked. Disease Control Center, Health Research Institute. So I think in the next part, I want to figure out what that next big building is we want to build and where it would go. Before we wrap, though, let's also continue with this avenue. This was something we had talked about, and I just kind of moved on without finishing it. There is no bus on this road right now, and we could just go ahead, upgrade this road, and have this avenue go to here. Or we can have the avenue connect into here, really just making this, like, obnoxious. But I also think that's kind of fun. Is it not? Isn't it part of the fun here? Like, this is going to be just this obnoxious roundabout. I think that might be too obnoxious, actually. So you know what? Let's just go ahead and upgrade this. Upgrade this whole guy into a 4-lane road up to here. Just expands those connections there and gives us almost direct access, because then you can just come right down this short road and come over here. I do think Madison Street needs to change. Now that we're kind of seeing this start to come to life, I think I would prefer having Madison Street just kind of move back a little bit. Become a part of Cedar Street. Cedar Street runs through all the way through Ortega, which is great. And it kind of dead ends here at the dairy house. Now, I'd like to consider moving the dairy house. Let's get a sense of air pollution. We've got a little air pollution here, and that's not going to work because this I want it to be a little bit nicer. But we have the Hodges Forest Complex area, and then we have SBO Meadow. And both of those, again, I was thinking that would be more residential. However, the dairy house may work nicely. Like here, if I were to remove Umber Street, and I were to move the dairy house. Oh, that road is just in the way. That curve. Do we rework that? Have the dairy house here? Or do I say screw the Grove Forest and like back here, tucked away, is a dairy house? I think we take the dairy house. We move the dairy house to here at a bit of an angle. It's relatively flat, kind of right there, right? Then we give it a road. Okay. Bring this out. Let's just do it like this. Let's go straight to here. Connect this to here. Get rid of this. And then we can also get rid of this. We've got this kind of road going all the way around. This here could become a parking lot for this. Let's see if I can make that a reality. There's the parking for the dairy house, which is now tucked away in a better spot. It frees up this area right here, which also means that we can change some of these connections as well. Get rid of all this. Bus stop, get rid of that. What's that bus now do? That bus is going to need a complete overhaul. That bus is going to need a complete overhaul. We're going to have to like really prioritize, I think, some of the public transit in the next part before we continue to expand a lot of this. This could, hold on, idea. This could come straight up to here, right? Although this could then just be... Yes, I've got an idea. This can be just a 2-lane road just like that. And similar to what we did over here where there was an entrance and an exit on both sides there, we can just have occasional like extra connections to this highway without it being this whole stink. You know, like we can just have that. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Little merge point there kind of gives us the end of our avenue that we've got going on there. This Linden Street, I am just thinking now that we have this all here, I think just get rid of it for now. I will bring this Cedar Road, I believe is what this was called, or Cedar Street. I will bring that out just a little bit so I don't forget the intention there. But now we've kind of pushed those city limits out a little bit further, which I think is great. All right, guys, I think that's where we're going to end this part here. A quick shout out to my channel members. Thanks so much for your support. I really appreciate it. If you're interested in becoming a channel member, click the link in the description below to unlock custom emojis, loyalty badges, early access to videos, save game files, members-only content, merchandise discounts, and more. And until next time, leave your questions, comments, and feedback down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.